Don't worry, I won't be spoiling this one. It's gonna be spoiler free. And it's more of an anime recommendation, and it is Anohana, the flower we saw that day. It's a 11 episode 2011 Japanese anime television series, which is kind of a coming of age story created by Super Peace Busters, an artist collective consisting of director Tatsuyuki Naji, screenwriter Mari Okada, and character designer Mashio Tanaka. And the anime was produced by A1 Pictures and aired in Fuji TV non-Nitami block between April and June 2011. What's good is Boy Dude Reviews, and today we're going to review not really a new anime series. It was an anime series that was released like, what, 8-9 years ago? And what is it really about? Well, a group of sixth grade age childhood friends slowly drift apart after one of their friends, Menko, aka Menma Honoma, dies in an accident. And 5 years later, after the incident, the leader of the group, Jinta Yadomo, has withdrawn from society. He doesn't attend high school and he refuses to live a life which involves socializing with people. And on one summer day, the ghost of an older looking Menma appears beside him and asks to have a wish granted. And she cannot pass on to the afterlife until this wish is fulfilled in a way. And he thinks that he's hallucinating, and it's just the heat of the summer. But once summer starts to come to an end, he starts realizing that this might be more than just hallucination, and Memma might actually really be a ghost. So Jinta tries to gather his old childhood friends and try and convince them that Memma is really a ghost, and it, yeah, and can he kind of rekindle that old childhood friendship, and can Member go to the afterlife? Well, you've got to check that show out. And yeah, this show anime I watched on Netflix, and I kind of wanted to get into something a bit different, a bit new, not shonen and all that. Like, it isn't a really shonen show, and this show is pretty damn awesome, actually. It's not a bad series. It's got a decent reception. People have praised this film, sorry, not film. It was considered to be one of the best anime of 2010, and Polygon staff did it, and writer G. Lee highlighted how Anohana has turned the toughest people into crime puddles on the floor, not only because the entire premise is built around a tragedy, but because it's a reminder that friends grow apart and people change. And yeah, I agree as well. Like, what I really like about this, let's talk about the good of this show. And right off the bat, I mean, it's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling it. It starts off with like us, the audience, knowing that there's been a tragedy. Like a few years ago, like 6 years ago, this one of their friends, this girl died in an accident, and it's affected each and every one of them. Like, they've kind of grown apart, and yeah, and then all of a sudden this ghost girl appears, and then she's just like, you think she's hallucinating, this hallucination by Jinta, but it's really not. It's a real ghost. And what I like about it is it isn't just, it's literally how all the cast, like the sixth gang, like the five gang, the Super Peace Busters as they were called, how they're just kind of like, how this like tragedy has affected them in a way, like, I just like seeing how we see through their perspective how Memma's death affected them, and how they're trying to deal with it in their own little way. Jinta, you feel more sorry for, because he's just completely like, he kind of is completely isolating himself, and not just because of Memma's death, but certain things that happened to him when he was young has also resulted in him kind of staying at home and not doing anything. And I just, like, you just love all these characters, and just, some of them can be a bit, like, at first when you meet them, they can be a little bit like, oh no, you're typical, like, but the reason why they're acting this way is that they're each hiding what they're really feeling. and it kind of just calls out to just like real life, you know, like the reality of like you have these childhood friends that you love and play with, and you know you want to be friends with them forever, and then as you get older you just kind of drift apart, and there's no explanation. You don't just stop being friends, you just kind of don't hang out. And I've kind of gone through that, and I know a lot of people have gone through that, you know. And I like how even though they're all grown up and they've changed, they still have their like certain traits about them when they were kids that they haven't really grown up in a way. And you just gotta, you know, see the show just to really understand it. And it's kind of hard to talk too much about it without spoiling it for you guys. um the animation, like personally, like I really do like some of the character animation, you know. I will admit it's more of a mix. I'll say that in my mixed aspects, but yeah, the character animation is really good, you know. At times, you know, it can get kind of fluid, you know, especially towards the end of the series. In my opinion, the backgrounds look so lush and vibrant and just gorgeous. Like A1 always just pulls it out of the park when it comes to these like TV shows and like some of the movies and what they do. Like they never disappoint, my dude. They never ever disappoint. And yeah, this show it's a short, sweet show. It's on Netflix, so check it out right now. Yeah, in my mixed aspects, as I said, I will admit there are some very strong adult humor jokes in like the earlier episodes, to the point where you're like, whoa, like there's a lot of very odd jokes in this that kind of put me off at first, but once you get past it all, it's pretty okay. It's like, it's not okay, but it doesn't go as extreme as it did before, you know. But yeah, without spoiling this, Anohana, the flower we saw that day, is a heartwarming, dramatic anime with gorgeous, lush visuals that will definitely pull at the heartstrings, make you laugh, make you cry, make you get angry with certain people, but is overall a great ride. And I'm going to give this show a 9 out of 10, and I'm going to give it an A. It's not perfect, but it is still pretty awesome at the same time, so I highly recommend this show. But go check it out. Thanks for watching this review. Please like and share the video, comment down below and tell me what's your favorite anime flick, or that's anime show. That's it. Thank you for watching. As always, Boarded Review signing out.